I just remember, laying down, and I just saw the blood just pour out of my head. I just started praying. I was like, well, in my mind, I was like, this is probably it. This is probably when I'm going to die.
Like many aspiring musicians in Nashville, Joshua Rowe had several side hustles, including one as an Uber driver. On the evening of December 30, 2020, he turned on his Uber app.
I logged in about 6 o'clock, and my first ride was over on the west side of Nashville. Right before I was getting ready to drop them off at their restaurant, I got a ping for the second ride, and I was like, that's gonna be a good night.
But it was not a good night for Josh. In fact, it would be the worst night of his life.
I picked up the second passenger of the night, and he got in the car, and it was an uneventful ride. Nothing really threw any red flags or anything. Anyway, when I got to where I was dropping him off at, he said, drop me off behind this car on the corner. So I pulled over, and as soon as the car stopped, it just went black. I remember waking up and this sick flu feeling in my stomach, and I remember looking over and seeing my driver window shattered, the glass broken, and see a bullet hole.
Josh had been shot point blank in the back of the head with a 9mm pistol. The passenger took his wallet and stole his car and left him on the street to die.
I just remember grabbing my face and just feeling where the blood was coming from, and I just remember laying there on the ground and just breathing, just taking deep breaths.
Amazingly, he mustered up enough strength to stand and go for help. He also put pressure on his neck to keep from bleeding out.
It was like God was guiding me in the right direction, and I ran into this fenced-in area, and there was two gentlemen that were in this gated area, and I ran straight in there. The guy said, "Stay right there, stay right there. We're calling somebody."
Josh, who had recently recommitted his life to Christ, remained conscious until an ambulance arrived.
I remember just praying to God. I just remember God giving me this peace.
Despite the huge loss of blood, he clung to life. The next morning, his mother received a phone call from a nurse at the hospital.
I said, "Hello, this is Donna Reardon. How may I help you?" And she introduced herself as the case manager at Vanderbilt in their trauma unit. She said, "Do you know a Joshua Rowe?" And I said, "Yes, that's my son." She said, "Well, he's here and he's been shot in the head." And that's all I heard. And I started screaming for my son-in-law. We sent out a blast, and prayers went up all over the world for Josh.
Dr. Ashish Sharma is the surgeon at Vanderbilt who worked on Josh. He was stunned at the path the bullet had taken.
I looked at him and I looked at his images, and the first thing that came to my mind is he's very fortunate. If you visualize the trajectory of that ballistic object, it basically went through there and then through here, and it's fractured this piece of bone right there. He had small fractures, some of them, of what we call the sinuses in the upper jaw and the maxilla, even along the lower area of his orbital floors, but none of them were damaged.
When I turned the corner and got up there and saw him, his eyes lit up. He gave me the thumbs up. He wanted me to know that he was okay. He went like this, which meant to get him a piece of paper and something to write on. He wrote on the paper, "I love you, Mom. I forgive him."
Miraculously, as the bullet fragments passed through his skull, they did not hit his brain.
There was a small opening and a small exit wound, and anything could have gone wrong. It can deflect in any direction. How it entered, the fragment bullets, and how it ended up, it missed most of the structures. It kind of gave me a sense that, hey, somebody watched out for him.
Despite the fact that he was shot in the head at close range, Josh made a quick recovery. He is even back to singing again.
You sent someone down here to rescue me.
Angels of mercy were sent to watch over me.
Most people who have a gunshot wound like that, they die because they bleed out. But it shakes your faith a little bit. But then we saw God everywhere, in everything. He ran in the right direction. He ran right to where people were. Vanderbilt being 1 mile away, they got there quick. That's not a coincidence.
The young man who shot Josh was convicted on multiple charges and sent to prison. Yet Josh still prays for him. He and his mother know that what the enemy meant for evil, God is using for good.
I just know that God loves me and he loves all of us. He loves the man that shot me. He loves me. He loves him just as much as he loves me. God's not done with any of us. He's definitely not done with me, and he's definitely not done with the man that shot me. I pray that God can heal him and that God can use him and bring love and joy to this world. I couldn't ask for more than that.